It was midnight, and I dragged myself to bed after a tiring day. The silence inside the house deepened my solitude even more. When I closed my eyes, the thoughts in my mind began to fade away one by one. However, after a while, a slight buzzing from the wall disturbed me. When I opened my eyes, I saw a huge spider on the opposite wall. The spider, with its black, shiny eyes, was looking at me and moving in a strange way. Unlike a normal spider, this one was wandering around the room as if it had a purpose. At first, even though I was not disturbed by this situation, the spider's movements began to become increasingly strange. The spider slowly climbed to the edge of my bed and continued to watch me. Its eyes had turned red, and a demonic light was shining within them. I jumped out of bed in fear and tried to turn on the lamp, but it did not light up. The room was illuminated by the red light emanating from the spider's eyes. The spider slowly approached me, and I, cornered, watched its every move. The spider opened its mouth, and from within, a voice that spoke like a human emerged. "Your soul will be mine." As I stood there frozen, the spider lunged at me and began to drag me on the ground. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. The spider dragged me into a dark corridor, and there, before my eyes, a demonic entity appeared. The entity approached me, and I retreated in fear. However, the entity held me tightly and looked into my eyes. Its eyes were full of death and destruction. With a final effort, I resisted the entity and pushed it. The entity fell back in surprise, and I took advantage of this opportunity and ran. As I passed through the dark corridor, the walls were closing in on me with every step. Finally, I found an exit and went outside. However, the danger had not passed outside either. The sky was dyed red, and everywhere was engulfed in flames. In the face of this terrifying scene, I knelt down and could not hold back my tears. However, inside me, there was a desire to defeat this demonic entity. I stood up and decided to confront the entity. When I found it, I was determined to resist it and escape from this terrible nightmare. Outside, under the crimson sky, I stood trembling amidst the flames. However, a momentary feeling of relief was replaced by deep fear. With a movement at the nape of my neck, a voice inside whispered that this sensation was the spider. Slowly, I brought my hand to my neck and felt a hair-raising entity there. The spider suddenly sprang, jumping onto my face. Even as I tried to close my mouth, it swiftly entered and clung to my throat. I couldn't breathe. The life inside me was extinguishing second by second. As the spider progressed within me, I began to lose control of my body. My legs had lost their strength, and I collapsed to the ground. However, inside me, the instinct to survive caused one last resistance. My mind began to think about how I could defeat this demonic entity inside me. As the spider moved within me, I also felt a sharp, painful sting. However, this pain also offered an opportunity. The poisonous trail that the spider left as it moved inside my body showed me where it was. I closed my eyes and began to follow the spider in my mind. I could feel its movements inside my body. As the spider moved towards my heart, I resisted it with all my might. I tried to imprison the spider in a cage in my mind. I stopped its progress inside my body and then tried to expel it from my body. Although the spider tried to resist, I increased my control over it and finally expelled it from my mouth. The spider fell to the ground, and I looked at it one last time. Its eyes had lost their previous demonic glow, and now it just stood before me as a spider. I crushed and killed it, then slowly stood up. The sky was slowly returning to its normal color, and the flames had extinguished. After this terrifying experience, I slowly walked towards home. However, inside me, the traces of this event seemed to be indelible for a lifetime.